No matter the protests, no matter how much we cry, no matter how much we insult our leaders, make a caricature of them, Nigeria will not change unless and until we change those in power. You can't get that new constitution, a negotiated constitution. You cannot get your Biafra or Ududuwa country or Arewa nation. We cannot have a restructured Nigeria unless we change those in power. The healthcare system, the educational system, the justice system, the electoral system, we cannot have them changed unless we change those in power. Everything about Nigeria will remain the way they are and even get worse until we change those in power. Why is it so important to change those in power? Right now, those in power benefit from all of these things Nigerians complain about. They benefit from the impunity, they benefit from the corruption, the insecurity, they benefit from it. And asking them to change Nigeria or to stop the impunity or stop the corruption is simply asking them to reform themselves out of power. And is it possible for them to reform themselves out of power considering that power is all they know? These people do not have any businesses before getting into power, into politics. So if they reform themselves out of power, out of politics, where are they supposed to get money to chop and sustain the lifestyle that they are now used to? So you see why it is not possible for them to reform themselves out of power. They have the money that they have looted. They can buy people online and offline to speak for them. So why would they reform themselves out of power? Now, is it possible for them to be changed? Will coalition be able to stop or change these people? Yes, but with a big if. If there is free and fair elections. It doesn't matter the caliber or the number of politicians that form the coalition. Without free and fair elections, the coalition will not work. Can electoral reform change these leaders? Change these politicians in power? The answer is yes, but with a big if. If we can have it. Does it look like we can still get electoral reforms before the 2027 elections? Simple answer, not likely. Why? Traditional rulers are not talking about it. Religious leaders are not talking about it. Even opposition politicians are not talking about it. Entertainment leaders, you call them celebrities. They are not talking about it. Business leaders, the likes of Dangote, them, Tedolas, Tony Elumelus, they are not talking about it. Education leaders, people in charge of your educational policies, they are not talking about it. Your media leaders, they are not talking about it. Now, these are the 7 critical sectors of Nigerian society, if they are not talking about it, what can we, the people, do? Do we have enough time to still have the electoral reforms? Yes, but a miracle must happen. That miracle, I don't know. But that miracle must happen and happen in time. Why? Between now and February next year is all the time that we have. Senate is on recess to come back in September. When they come back, before they begin to have any serious meeting, it's already October, it's already November. Before you know it, they will go on recess for December. By the time they come back, end of January, they will tell you, oh, and it's already February 2026. Then INEC will come with the excuse that, oh, no, the blackout period, 12 months before the election, nothing serious should happen. So can we still have electoral reforms on time? Can we still have it at all? Not likely. So, how can we change these people in power for us to have the Nigeria that we desire, for Nigeria to change and work for all of us? How? No matter what you're pushing for, whether you're pushing for restructuring, whether you're pushing for a new constitution, whether you're pushing for Biafra, whether you're pushing for Arewa country, Oduduwa nation, you're pushing for resource control, you're pushing for regionalism, whatever it is that you're pushing for, an end to corruption, an end to impunity, we cannot have it unless we change these people in power. Now, if electoral reform is not feasible or we do not get it before 2027 election, can we still change these people in power? These wicked people in power? The answer is yes, but with a big if. If we implement Project Eagle. Project Eagle is the only solution to changing the people in power. Because so long as the people in power know and are assured that their rigged system of election will bring them back to power, they will not bother to do things that will make the citizens live well. They will not bother to change the impunity. They will not bother to end corruption. They will not bother. The only way we can get people in power to do things in the interest of the people of Nigeria is to make sure that elections are free and fair. And the only way they can get back to office is through election. Not rigging, not selection. So long as rigging exists, so long as selection exists, and these people in power know that their only way to come back to sustain themselves in positions of power is through rigging, they will not bother about doing what you, the people, cry or ask or advise or protest about. They won't care. It is only when the politician knows that it is election, free and fair election, that will bring him back, and it is the people that will decide based on how he performed. That is the only time we can have a changed Nigeria. Right now, so long as they continue to enjoy the benefits of their rigging, we will cry, we will protest, and nothing will change. So how do we guarantee free and fair elections in 2027 in this our Nigeria when electoral reform is not sure? Project Eagle. How does this Project Eagle work? And how can it work?